Hi, I'm David Baxter. I'm the Programme Lead for BSc Business Management and Business Entrepreneurship. Today I'm going to introduce the Southampton Business School undergraduate degrees in the business pathway. So I'll talk about analytics, entrepreneurship and business management. In the talk I'm going to introduce the school and then I'll talk about the three programmes. Southampton Business School's vision. I've reduced this. I've picked out the bits which really kind of talk to me. We're a business school that intends to shape future business practice and to deliver social and economic impact. I mean, for me, these things make a difference. So in my work, in the things I'm kind of inspired by, this is something I'd like to get behind, and this is what the business school is about. Education is it's the main part of our activity. So our aim is to deliver world-leading education and then to deliver that to a global audience. The global audience might be in Southampton, and we also deliver some things remotely and online. We intend to do this in a rigorous way. So one way that we ensure rigour in our teaching and our programme design and our curriculum is through our various accreditations. As you can see, we've got lots of accreditations. I mean, my recent research showed we were the most accredited business school I could see in our list of people I think of as our competitors. But this is important, it shapes what we do. Research, so I said education is the main activity, the main thing we're involved with. Research is extremely important to academics and it's extremely important to our business school. So our research is making a difference practically in the world, and our research makes a difference to our teaching. It shapes what we're talking to you about. One way that we remain relevant, connected with practice, is through our research collaborations. So with lots of different organisations, some of which you can see here, we've done research projects which are of current and sort of near-term future interest to them. This helps us again to remain connected with practice. And recently, through the global pandemic, we've been doing some relevant research which is kind of immediate interest. So you can see we've looked at how simulation modelling can make a difference to reducing the impact of COVID-19. We've looked at how people might be at kind of high risk of deception through the COVID crisis. So we're engaged in a kind of active way that's of relevant current interest. As a student, you should expect a wide range of modules, especially in the business programmes. You should expect a range of different learning experiences. Also, we're going to organise a range of social events where you can meet your peers, meet other students, you can meet staff members. And you should expect support also in placement support, and that depends on the programme you choose. Roughly speaking, who is the business school? The community is approximately 110 academics. We have 3 placement officers, we've got 2 industry liaisons. And then, as of now, we're approximately 3,000 students. Recently we were rated 10 in the Guardian League table, so this is a positive move for us, but it also kind of gives you some external sense that we're doing good things relative to our peers. We opened this year a new student learning centre. It's award-winning in terms of its architecture, and it's giving our business students new teaching rooms, new teaching facilities, but also new sort of independent study spaces. You can just go in there and study in the areas up there. Learning methods, I mean, at the moment, because of the lockdown situation, this is changing, but you should expect in a normal situation to experience some large lectures, some smaller classes, and then some online classes. The current guidance for opening in September 2020 is we will have no more than 25 people in a room, but if things go back to normal, then you might have 300 people in a room again. We're not sure yet. You should also expect to do group projects, you should expect teamwork, and individual projects and assignments are something that that will form the majority of your assessment. Assessments vary. You might have exams, you might have individual coursework, which might be essays, reports. You'll get some multiple choice tests. You'll make some presentations which will be assessed, occasionally individually and sometimes in groups. And then in your final year, you do a research project which you design, which is your dissertation. So you can study something that you're interested in, and this becomes a major part of your final year assessment. Learning support is provided. University learning is largely independent. You manage your own learning time, but you've got support from academics. You've got library resources, online content that will help you. You are assigned a personal academic tutor, so one academic who's responsible for you, kind of outside of the teaching content directly. And then peer learning is something we offer. So for first year students, we train second and third years to run peer support sessions. They're timetable sessions. They also run social events, but it's kind of on how to study to university. It's around making the transition to university from school or college, and they're fun and interactive and informal. The peer leader's main interest is that the students attending sort of have fun, but this is, they're directed, they're led by the students, so you can tell them what kind of things you'd like to cover. In the university, we've got 300 clubs and societies, many of which are kind of business related. You can join Fish on Toast, which is the entrepreneurship society. Future Worlds is our startup accelerator, so they can offer you support if you're doing a tech business. And then Women in Business, as a student-led society, they organise events, they bring in speakers, and then it's a like-minded kind of group of women who plan to do big things in shaping business. We also have in the university a social impact lab. You can join Enactors, so getting involved in sort of social change projects. This year we ran a 100 Big Ideas competition, so we were sponsored to give 100 prizes of £100 to 100 great ideas, and then many of those came from the business school. And then also the student innovation projects are run by our careers team, so here you can get involved with local organisations and you can work in a team setting outside of the curriculum. Just now to talk a little bit about the actual business programme content and structure. So they share a common first year, and in the common first year you're going to learn about the fundamentals of business and management. In the second year you'll start to specialise. Third year you have an option of either choosing to do a year-long placement or of then just finishing your degree. And then obviously if you do a placement you carry on and you finish in year 4. Year 1 is intended to provide a common grounding in the fundamentals of studying business. So you'll study introduction to management, you'll study technologies that shape the business world, and you'll study these ideas modules which are really kind of applying business theory to a range of different types of contemporary problems. And then you'll study accounting, skills and business analytics. So breaking this up, you've got this kind of theoretical, historical perspective, and then you've also got the skills for business alignment. So this is the first year, which the analytics and entrepreneurship and management students all share. In the second year you start to specialise. So in analytics you can see that you're starting to do much more business analytics type modules, and you can see here there are 4 modules that you're required to take. Entrepreneurship, you'll see there's less, which is definitely about entrepreneurship. And management, well, actually not much. The core content, it's driven by you to a larger extent. You have many more options to choose in management because it's a generalist pathway. Third year again, you continue to specialise in analytics and in entrepreneurship, as you can see, and then management remains fairly open, so you can choose from options to decide on which things you would like to take. As an example of the types of options we offer, these change occasionally. Human resource management, entrepreneurial management, digital marketing, management ethics you can study in year 2. Year 3 you can take innovation modules, you can look at risk management, customer insight, or you can continue with more accounting study. So as a sort of what do our students and alumni think? So Shannon, as our academic president, said that she's gained a lot of opportunities from the course. It's allowed her to explore, to enjoy the whole university experience. I mean, Shannon's very active in terms of reaching out to people, making the most of the school and the connections here. Also, she's starting her own company and doing all kinds of stuff outside of the school. So she's a great ambassador for us. Will recently graduated and is now starting a company. And so he's saying that the support and the atmosphere in the business helped him to develop his idea into a startup, to find a team, to get investment, and to make these kind of first steps towards it. And I'm really excited to see, well, when Will starts to rent out Rolexes, I might borrow one. The degree programs are very much built around flexible learning. So you can study abroad for your third year, you can do a placement for your third year, and we also offer a kind of a range of different types of modules. So in your third year, in all of these different programs, you can go to study in one of our partner universities in, well, a range of countries: Austria, Slovakia, Singapore, Korea. Teaching is done in English in all these places, and they'll give you accommodation support. So this is an option on all of our programs. You can do business management with study abroad and take that as your third year. In the business school, I mentioned about our kind of connection with employers, and many of our employers say work experience is really important for them to employ graduates, and for a graduate that's challenging. You don't normally have work experience that's relevant to the type of job you like to do. And one way to do that is through our award-winning placements service. So if you do a placement pathway, then we have literally award-winning support team behind you. Some of the places that our placement students have been to, so you'll see sort of globally recognizable companies, Airbus and Volvo, and you'll see that there are also some smaller companies that are. I suppose this just shows that there's a range. You can go and work for a large corporate, or you can go and work for a small local company. So there's a range of different employability options. You have it's very open in terms of what you can do following a business degree. Our students go into work in things like finance, consultancy, sales and marketing, human resources, and top employers in the last few years: JP Morgan, Deloitte, Marks and Spencer's, Price Waterhouse. Some time ago, the BBC did an assessment of using the government data on employment and salaries. They worked out that the women, having graduated 5 years ago from Southampton, were ranked number 9 in terms of comparing all of the business degrees in the country. So, well, this fits pretty well with our current ranking. Our graduates go on to earn decent salaries. Your decision, where are you going to go study? You might decide based on, okay, how does this help me in terms of securing the kind of job I'd like to do? How does this help me in terms of my future finances, or my finances while I'm actually a student? And then where is it? What do I think about the city itself? So I would encourage you to look into Southampton as a student city. It might be based on, you might have a particular ambition. You might want to start your own company. You might want to be a CEO of a global company. It might be based on interest. I'm interested in whatever it is. Or it might be curiosity. You might want to have opportunity to explore around, while you're focusing on your core subject. So it's a tricky choice. But, I invite you to look into it further, and do reach out to any of the academics. You can find us all on the business school website. Feel free to drop us an email if you've got queries, and then hopefully I'll see you soon in Southampton.